gathered friends, listen again to the story of the Bionicle. 2015. 5 years since Bionicle had ended in 2010. 5 years on, and we've got the new ones. It's a reboot, so let's get that out of the way. So, as in 2001, the first time I laid eyes on a Bionicle figure, back then it was Lego Technique, was the Tour of Ice Kopaka. So, to mark this epic moment of Bionicle returning, I did the same thing and picked up the two ice related heroes. So we've got the Protector of Ice here, and the main man, Kopaka, Tour of Ice. But this review is to do with the Protector of Ice. Get this guy out of the way first. So we'll start off the box. Sadly they've gone back to the cardboard boxes. Not really fond of these. Would have been nice if it was plastic, like you know how they were back in the day. Pretty standard. The boxes are not actually that. The cardboard's quite thin, so these can easily get crushed. They're not actually. Look at that. So you gotta be careful. At the back it tells you, you know, the random features that can do. The mask can pop off. It's got like a little turret. And this I discovered was probably like the most lamest fusion ever. Like when the Protector and Kopaka fuse together, it becomes that. But all it is just that shield spinning thing he has. Just gets added to his staff, and that's about it. And you can just change the little dagger thing, and that's about it. It's like really basic garbage. And look at that turret thing, man. It's just like, it does not make it look better than what it is already here. So that this fusion is complete garbage, if you ask me. And yeah, that's pretty about it. Inside the box, just pull it open like this. And yeah, you just get the booklet and the bag full of the pieces ready to build. Alright, let's get this show on the road. So that's the booklet, standard, you know, trademark Bionicle Lego. Got a little comic, you know, giving you a little backstory. You know, the skull spiders after the golden mask, the Protector doing what he's meant to do, but in the comic it seems he's been taken over by the skull. Let's have a look at the new, or should I say old parts, because I think since I haven't bought a Bionicle since 2010 and I didn't bother with the Hero Factory stuff, most of these parts, after having a closer look and comparing them to some of the Hero Factory stuff, and my friend was showing me some of the Hero Factory stuff as well, it does seem they've used mostly Hero Factory parts. The only original parts I can think of is probably these hands, because these were part of the stars. So these are probably like the old parts that. This is practically all of these parts are just Hero Factory stuff. I won't go into these little parts here because you know these are just like the default stuff. He's shield, blade thing, whatever you want to call it. Pretty standard. The feet. The ice blades pick, whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah, the new faces they're using. So look, it sort of reminds me of the Terminator skull actually. For those guys who've seen Terminator 2. So yeah, no those cross pieces on the faces to stick the mask in as they clip on the sides on these little pegs here. Let's have a look at the mask, but get the mask, the spider one out of the way since they're all the same. So these are the masks they're using for the spider skulls. Sort of reminds you of like a Makuta slash like alien crossover. So yeah, pretty basic. And then the mask for the ice protector. This reminds me of a predator mask, the way it's shaped, the front and everything. It feels like they've still stuck with the Bionicle star's size for the mask because they just feel a bit small compared to the original, how the mask was. So I thought, look, let's pull out one of the original sets. The only one I have on hand. Well, I've got two out for size comparison, but I was going to use this to size for the Kopaka review, but I just need to just take his mask. So the mask, it just seems like, they've sort of stuck with a smaller scale of the mask, like they did with the Victorian sets. Maybe they've, decided to save on the plastic and they've stuck to the smaller stuff. Comparing it to one of the originals, let me pull out my special jar full of masks and other random stuff. So the first mask I've got my hands on is I don't know where the original Kopaka mask is. It's probably deep inside the can. But yeah, got the Kopaka Nuva mask here. You can see that this mask is quite big compared to the new one. That's all I need, man. Falling on the floor. Alright, there we go. So yeah, this feels a bit smaller, but they're alright for now. They do their job. So let's get building this set. Right, so first up, get the skull spider out of the way. So that's the first build up. It's pretty basic. So standard, just the mask, and then it's got the legs, and you just clip them onto these parts here. So yeah, that's done. That's basically the spider. Sort of reminds you of the face huggers because they sort of like spiders and they sort of jump onto the characters' faces. So yeah, sort of that's those alien face huggers. Put that to the side and get building with the main dude. So since I haven't bought the Hero Factory stuff, this could be a Hero Factory part, or it could be new. Maybe I should have picked up a couple of Hero Factory sets. But I don't know. It seems they've gone with a lot of these add-on parts where like it's got the standard parts here for the body, and then they'll have like a ball joint system in the middle, and then you can sort of clip stuff on. There's a lot of clipping and hanging going on these new Bionicles. So I don't know if they just transferred over from Hero Factory to save them trouble completely designing new parts and new bodies and whatnot, and joints and stuff for the sets. It would have been interesting to see brand new, system, body system for the Bionicles. But if you want to save time and plastic, then just reuse. They must have like shitloads of stuff left over from hero factories that they can use, and maybe create random parts for the Bionicles, so it doesn't feel like they've completely reused the hero factory stuff. Right, it's been a long time since I've done one of these Bionicle reviews. I have to sort out my setup for next time to get that infamous reviewing couch out. So let me know what like Bionicles you've picked up, if they've been released in your country, because these came out 1st of January over here in the Lego store in London. And when I went to actually I didn't buy every single set. I thought I'd pick up the two, like the ice ones, see how they are before I pick up the whole lot. But when I did go into the Lego store, all of the Tahu and Kopaka had basically sold out. They had every other set besides these two. So I had to ask the lady at the Lego store to check if they had any more in the back, and luckily they did. So she brought out the Protector and Kopaka, and I quickly grabbed them. I'm like, yes please, I'll be taking these. But yeah, let me know which guys you've picked up. I think they should be released all over the world now, like America, Canada. So yeah, let me know which guys you picked up, if you picked up all of them, or just like your favourites for now, just to get back into the Bionicle swing of things, or just to see how they are, just to whet the appetite before you jump right in and buy all of them. My friend, I think he bought all of them, because I saw him posting a picture on Facebook, so he went all out. He was quite excited to get them. I think most of the veteran collectors from 2001 who were there from the start, like myself, bought them all in one go, or plan to just buy a couple and just wait and see what's what before they completely just buy the whole thing out. That's something stuck in his. I've actually already built this, but I took it apart for the review so I can show you guys. But because this yellow part wasn't coming out, so I just have to leave it in there. But when you actually buy it, you'll have to stick it in yourself. Right, coming together. So a lot of these clip-on pieces, it just feels very loose. Like with the originals, they had like these small axle pieces, and you could stick them in and plug them in, and they wouldn't fall off. Unless you completely threw them against a wall or something, then they would just come off. But these, I don't know, they're sort of like here, got the ball joint right there. Then you've got like the circular piece here that sort of clips on like this. It is like locked on, but I don't know. It doesn't really feel like as solid as the originals did. But these are the first sets so far, so however long they plan to do Bionicle this time round, that might improve. So I've got the new brain parts which look like claws. Same, you know, same system going in with the clear pieces, the pipe lighting, the infamous red piece that goes in. So here, this is one of the random gimmicks that I did, the mask flick. So you'll have the mask, let's grab the mask here. So it's got the little like bumps here which lock into the little holes over here. So you just got to clip that on like so. Right, make sure you keep this up so it doesn't, yeah, so it's locked in here. And then you just sort of flip that and then it comes off. I don't actually like this feature because you feel like, I'll explain that after once I built the full thing, but there's a I'm not really fond of this feature of the mask flip. Alright, now for the turret. So I'm interested to hear like what you guys are thinking of the new Bionicle sets, for those who have picked them up and those who are still on the fence about picking these guys up, thinking, you know, should I get these, you know, are these good enough as the originals? I would say pick up your favorite Toa, pick at least one, like I have. Well, I'll pick that, the protector and the thing, just to go complete this little set of these two guys. But I'll say that, you know, if you don't have much money, or you know, you're waiting to see reviews and whatnot, see what people are saying, maybe just pick up one, you know, take it from there. Don't just go buy every single one. If you're like a hardcore collector and you're just gonna buy them regardless, then yeah, go ahead, buy the whole lot. But you know, if you're not too hyped for them, or you know, you're not one of those guys who think, oh no, I don't want to start collecting Bionicles again, man, are they even worth going back to? Because I know some people poured a lot of money in their collections. Some people, like, once Bionicle had ended back in 2010, then you know, they sold their collections off. Even then, like when people were buying the sets and stuff, people would still even comment on my videos, you know, saying they've picked up this set, they've got this set on eBay, they picked up a whole box of this. So yeah, I know some of you guys are looking forward to the big Bionicle Lego unboxing of mine that I did with the originals, when I used to get those big boxes full of Lego pieces and discover, you know, certain masks and other rare items in there. There's the nearly done. Got this last piece to do. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to ask you guys. What would you think about if I did a live build of Toho Kopaka for the next review? So if there's any of you guys interested in seeing it built live, you can, you know, if there's any questions you want to know, or if there's any certain, you know, stuff you want to know about the Toa, then you know, I can answer them on the spot while building it, chatting to some of the fans if you guys are still around after all these years, or if you even if you guys even care about that. So here it is, completed the protector of ice. So yeah, I'll go back to this before I forget. Basically the thing I was talking about with the mask, how it flips up so easily. So if you don't hold it like the right place, or if you handle the figure, you might accidentally just hold it from the head and just sort of pop it off like that. So look, it goes off. So you sort of need to be like wary of that as well. So even like if you're like holding it at a certain place, you might put a certain pressure on that at the bottom bit, and then it sort of pops this out. So you need to like push that back in. So that's what I'm talking about with the click-on things. It's not as solid because if you hold it in a certain way, or you apply a certain amount of pressure on it, like bits sort of like pop off. And that's my only real gripe with the fit system, how it's all just like clicking on it and stuff. This one, like posability wise, is pretty standard Bionicle. It's got the whole motion. You can really bring this forward, but as you can see, it's clashing here. Do that, so you can sort of like bring it over, but then his legs will be like that far out. The arms, they're like pretty limited, so it's just the arm, and then he just got like a wrist joint here. He hasn't got an elbow joint, so I don't really like this about this guy here. He is quite clunky, like everything's all like jammed together. So I don't really like that about it. Like it's all here, it's just all crammed in together. Everything, they've tried to stick too many parts in together, and it's just like a bit clunky at times to move this guy around. So this is like the standard 360 spin of the figure. So yeah, your standard gimmicks. And then with this, you turn this around, and then it pops off these clear Lego, standard Lego pieces here. Got the blade and the mask gimmick as I showed before. And then you can sort of click that off. Get the skull. That was the next part, this leg. So you get the skull spider. So with the legs, they've sort of restricted his thing there, so that they're clashing against the ball joints up here. So you can see that he's like having trouble moving, and like I've tried to move his head, and then that damn brain thing just like flopped down and his mask come off again. So it's really like that feature is really annoying at times if you're trying to pose him. So that now like you've got to sort of hold it near the bottom, and then sort of try to pose it without hitting this before the mask is coming off. You can't move it and pose it, but it's like, look, I tried to like move it down like this, and then the head's just sort of popped off. So yeah, best way is just to keep it straight and not do too much with this spider. So let's do a size comparison with the last set that came out, which was where's this guy called? The Bionicle Stars. So this guy, slightly taller than him. They're sort of the same size, I think, because of the how this guy's just like slightly all crunched together. This guy's slightly taller than him. But I think posability wise, this guy's far better with this one, because this one's like pretty basic. This one's a bit too much clunky, so you know you'll have to pose it carefully without bits and stuff popping off and that damn brain thing coming off as well. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this set. It's pretty standard. It's alright. I wouldn't say it's like the best set. It's alright for, you know, what it needs to do. Maybe if it was less clunky, a bit more sleeker, it would have been nice, and maybe some new parts and not just Hero Factory stuff. But you know, it is their first, you know, comeback set. They must have quite a lot of the sets, parts and sets and left over from Hero Factory. So yeah, I'll wrap up the review there. But let me know about the next review, which of course is the main man, Toa Kopaka. So if you want me to do like live builds, let me know in the comment section below. I'll set a time, date, and then we can all gather there, talk about Bionicle. I'll do a live build, and you know, we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching. I'm back. If there's any comments or any reviews or anything like that, just let me know. I'll try and do the best I can. See you guys in the next video, or maybe the live build if you guys plan to join me. Until then, peace.